Welcome to our first Best Practices segment of 2014. I'm Tom Warbeck. Last year, we had the opportunity to visit several stores across the country. We showed you how tiny pieces of rope are uniting employees at a Las Vegas Chevy dealership. And then there's the Volvo store in New Jersey, where employees are using cameras to connect with customers. In this installment, we take you to Phil Long Ford Motor City in Colorado Springs. It has everything you would expect: sales, service, and parts departments. But what lies behind these doors is truly unique: an on-site medical clinic. It has many purposes, one of which is to help the dealer group and employees better manage their health care costs.
So what are we in for, Michelle?
I have a cold.
After a few questions, registered nurse Lulu Shuck checks the patient's vital signs, including pulse, blood pressure, and temperature. Within minutes, physician assistant E.J. Lucero enters the room.
Can you take a deep breath for me?
He later discusses treatment options. The $100,000 medical clinic inside of Phil Long Ford Motor City opened in November of 2013. It includes 2 exam rooms, complete with scales, eye charts, blood work equipment, and more. It's open to Phil Long dealerships employees and their families who are on the company's health care plan. The group employs around 900 staffers at 12 new car dealerships in 2 states. 6 of the stores are located within about a mile of the clinic, which is inside the Ford dealership. Scott Uhalt is the company's wellness director.
What we have is basic primary care, just like the same thing that you would get from your general practitioner. We do some small things like wound care if you had a suture. We do EKGs.
The clinic also writes prescriptions. 170 generic medicines line shelves. Scott Arnold is Phil Long's chief administrative officer.
They don't have to give up their main practitioner if they don't want to. They can use that doctor and then supplement it with this, because they don't have to pay for an office visit, they don't have to pay for RXs, and their lab work is free as well.
About 15 years ago, company CEO Jay Cimino envisioned a day when the auto group would be self-insured. Instead of paying premiums to an insurance carrier to cover its employees, Phil Long would set aside money to cover anticipated expenses. The group became self-insured in 2006.
When you do that, you really make owners out of the employees too. They own the insurance company. Because if we could control the costs, and if they could control what they're doing, then we all have a win-win deal.
One way to manage costs is through preventive care programs. Parts manager Scott Frederick is a frequent visitor to the adjacent Phil's Fit Factory. It's packed with free weights, treadmills, and elliptical machines. Insurance agent Cindy Seipel recently started her personal training sessions with Uhalt.
So I would add more weight.
Seipel says it's all about convenience.
Because I can come down at my lunch hour and I can work out, and it doesn't take time out of my early morning or late evening when I don't have time.
Patient privacy laws make it difficult to gather hard data, but Uhalt has anecdotal evidence that the wellness program is creating a stronger work environment.
There's huge increases in productivity, reductions in absenteeism.
The wellness program here at the store extends into the service department, where each morning, right around 8 o'clock, all of the technicians gather right here and they begin stretching.
They do a lot of climbing, they do a lot of reaching, they hold their bodies in awkward positions, and we're just trying to help them get strong enough and flexible enough that they can withstand their job 8 hours a day for as long as they want to work.
You don't feel as fatigued during the end of the day.
Back to the clinic. It is open 3 days a week and is run by Care Here, a firm that specializes in providing on-site health care through employers. Phil Long pays Care Here approximately $10,000 each month for employee access to the clinic. The money covers, among other things, nurse and physician salaries.
due to HIPAA compliance and federal regulations and law, we still have to separate health care from business practice. And so CARE here, they manage the clinic, they hire the staff, and they run the medical sides of things. Phil Long, we provide the space, we provide the benefit.
Approximately 85 of the 295 employees enrolled in the Phil Long Healthcare Program in Colorado Springs actively use the office, and that doesn't include family members.
We tried to base our hours of operation on utilization, and we're at an 85–90% utilization rate of our appointment times.
In fact, a competitor within the massive Motor City Auto Mall is also self-insured. After brief rent negotiations, Bob Pankis Automotive employees now have access to the Phil Long Clinic.
It's a win-win because it keeps our utilization high, keeps our costs manageable, and helps them out as well.
And while it is still too soon to know the clinic's impact on the group's health care costs, Cimino sees the program expanding.
I'm being persuaded now to open up a clinic in Denver. It's not going to take much to persuade me to do that.
By the way, the clinic is a key stop when prospective employees are touring the store. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon.